Hey, it's Cryptomeria, and tonight I'm doing a drawing stream. Let's just shut off some of this. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up a live channel. All our hearts go out to Hawaii right now. I have a whole art lesson or thing going on, but I kind of want to pull up this one just as solidarity. Send your love and prayers to them. Like, they're dealing with something nobody should ever have to deal with. And I almost feel like it's people have, like in the chat, have been saying this is almost like our equivalent of 9/11. So I'm going to pull up this one. I don't know how long it's going to go. I still need a minute because I'm missing a few things to actually explain what I'm trying to do with my stupid artwork. It's not stupid. Like this one actually like turned out way better than I thought. And I did make animation out of it. I'll explain some more about animation later in the stream. I just really, if this is live and we can all have a little moment of prayer time, let's do it. This might actually be at the end. I always seem to have the worst luck with things. Sorry, this like I didn't even put on makeup tonight. I just it would have been pointless. I'm gonna cry it off anyways. I do have artwork to go through, but this is like sorry, it's hard to watch.
kala kukai hate ilela kuya kane. We are one now ya oi ai ha kuya kane. Ai kai como ana ke kuala ui ya nui nui tu como leva leva. Ai lela kuya kane. We are one now ya oi ai ha kuya kane. Ai ke kua hibi ke kualo no ya wa ke kawai. Ai lela kuya kane. We are one now ya oi ai ha kuya kane. Ai luna kuya kane. Kiau uli kiau ele ele kiau pano pano kiau po polo o me a kane la e. Ai lela kuya kane. We are one now ya oi. We are one now ya oi ai ha kuya kane. Ai alo i ka honu ai ka wai hu ka wai kaua kane me kana loi. Wai kuna, wai, wai mana, wai ola, ola no awa i kanu ia e ke atu. Awa i kanu ia e ke atu a ualo no taua i awa. Kani, kani ka pu mata i au tu ka ua mai kani mai. Kulu anu ulala ni ka pe au kana atu ia. Tuli lapu, tuli mai tuli kalapa. Ua inu ke atua i tawa. Mate ona i tawa lai. Ulo ona i tawa lai. Ia moi ona i tawa lai. Ala mai ona i tawa lai. Ke atua awa i kanu ia ke atua. Awa i kanu ia ke atua ualo no taua i awa. Kani ka puru mata i au taua mai kalani mai. Anu kila lani ka pe au tona atu ia. Tuli aku mai kalapa. Ua inu ke atua i tawa lai. Mate ona i tawa lai. Ulo ona i tawa lai. Ia moi ona i tawa lai. Ala mai ona i tawa lai. Ke atua Koi la ia e kane, koi la ia e kane, koi kai kina e kane, koi kola la huai. Ia o lau makeli na o lau mea o nā mea o nua, o kokau hoe kane, a hoe kane, a kele kane. Kaua kanua kala hoku, a hoku I kiatu I kiako kane, a kolo I kolo a nue. Koe whākai lau na kalau au kana hele o ia ke o no. Toi kai tine, o ai ari o kai tine, o kane ali oi lano. Au I kawai kore hiwa e kane, e aka kukau ka manawa e. Mai lai hele kane I nā ko mano e ka hele ana e kane I ka ala tukua I akua tukua I no hine. E a ka pule, e a ke kānai nai no e kane te apua e.
Wow. This is like imagine if it was your community. You know, you kind of feel a little concerned. Kind of want people to, you know, what my eyes will see when your face is before me. I can only imagine. I can only imagine. Surrounded by your glory, what will my heart feel? Will I dance for you, Jesus? Or in love with you this still? Will I stand in your presence? To my knees will I fall? Will I sing hallelujah? Will I be able to speak it all? I can only imagine. I can only imagine. I can only imagine when that day comes and I'll find myself standing in the sun. I can only imagine when all I will do is forever, forever worship you. I can only imagine. I can only imagine. Surrounded by your glory, what will my heart feel? Will I dance for you, Jesus? Or not you this day? Will I stand in your presence to my knees? You can tell this signal is like shady. And it's not their fault. It is just so hard to get a signal out of Hawaii sometimes lately. Yeah, people have been, oh my God. Yeah, people have been, not just Elon, but private citizens have been just donating Starlinks so people can get just basic service again because so much was lost. Sorry. It's sorry, I don't know how to turn it up.
That make it special. That make our hometown what it is. And after seeing what happened in Lahaina, it's baffling. You know, we see the video, we don't see it firsthand, but as I'm passing through our hometown, I think, man, there's no way I could imagine it not being there or it being burnt to the ground, you know. And I think this song, even though it talks about Kona, I hope that it takes you back to your hometown, wherever it is you were born and raised, where you spend those special times with your uncles and your aunties or your grandma and grandpa or your parents, and those special things about your hometown, you know, those good old days. And even though it's a song talking about how proud I am of my hometown, I hope that it takes you back and it makes you remember your hometown and helps us to remember Lahaina and how special it was Because it doesn't matter where you come from, we all love our home the same. So I send this out to each and every one of you here. Whether you were born and raised in Kola or not, if you love this place as much as I do, the song is for you. This one's called Kona Grow. Sunrise is speaking over Kuala. How could music cool at night? From the hills of Kuala to the shores of Honau, from north to south, this is our hometown. Hard work, hard time, we're saving nickels, we're saving dime. Life was hard, we don't mind. From sun up till sundown, we work our hands and we work it down. It's our life, and it's our hometown. Old chiefs and old forts, narrow winding bumpy roads. Aloha and a smile before you go. This false place, the store to every house along the road. One day it's there, then it's gone. You can't stop changing, you can't stop time. Can't take the memories in my mind. Gonna grow. This is our hometown. Fertile fields of friendship, respect and family ties. Love that's grown in Kona is one of a kind. Bakale to melody, humble pride of our hometown. Old trees and old forts, narrow winding bumpy roads. Aloha and a smile before you go. This false place, this toy store, to every house along the road. One day it's there, then it's gone. You can't stop changing, you can't stop time. Can't take the memories in my mind. Gonna grow. This is our hometown. Doesn't matter where I go. Country in my heart and my soul. I'm gonna grow.
No. Really? Thank you. You don't have to do that. I appreciate it. I'm just doing this because it's like, well, okay, I'm like trying to multitask on my stream tonight because this is going on or, winding down. This is like the edited. And see the little bit of distortion? That's just, yay! Well done, people. Like, these are people on the front line. And they did a beautiful job of editing. And hey, I've done so much live work. Sometimes there was one time, oh god, Chroma was like laughing at me because it was raining so hard. I couldn't even like have my lines. Like, he's like, I can't hear you. And everyone else in chat was like, we can't hear you. And I'm like standing there like, and it's just like pouring down. And I'm like, but this is my only day off. I can film. This is wonderful what they have done. This actually reminds me of doing, definitely support their channel, like and subscribe to them. That was kind of not what I planned on for my channel tonight, but sorry. Oh my goodness. Sorry, it's hard not to get emotional. I'm going to go back to my blog. Hopefully it's the right one. No, that's not the right one. Let's not put that one up. Oopsie daisy. No, I don't make naughty blogs all the time. Just only sometimes. Yes, I do naughty blogs sometimes. I don't care. If you only knew. So this one was today. Hopefully it's like playing. Which one's playing? No, it's still the other one. Well, thank you, Acme. You didn't really need to do that. I appreciate it. I just, and also I have so much like fun work. I'm so excited about. I'm just gonna pull up some of my old other animation. Sorry, I just need a minute and a tissue after that last one. Like Hawaii, I think it's just I'm on an island too, surrounded by volcanoes. I can relate to these people, and they're prepared for tsunamis and volcanoes, and not what I am still trying to piece together, because I have never seen a fire behave like this. And I have seen Slave Lake. I have seen, Fort Mac. I've been studying them all my life. I almost died in a fire one time in university. My cat was just like, she was like, I'll bring this up. She was like petting me, and I was like, she was just this like tiny like kitten at the time, and I was like, oh my god, what are you doing to me? And she's like biting me like little bits. And I'm like, okay. And so I look out the window, I pull up my drapes. There was like a fireman going up the ladder, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be bad. This is gonna be really, really awful. And I like grabbed her, and then all of a sudden black water just started like dripping down from the fixtures from the upstairs suite. And I was like, oh, son of a bitch. Like, it was like I had dehumidifiers, and I'm like clutching my cat. I'm like, oh my God, my baby. Like, and then all of a sudden I'm like, none of the firemen are actually knocking on my door to check if I'm okay. That was a fun one. And the lady who moved in below me, who actually reported me to the cops for swearing at my cat one day because she was being so bad. She was literally like going along the counter, and she would just like knock off a plate. And I'm like, can you stop doing that? Go back to homework. All of a sudden I hear like crash in the kitchen. I'm like, oh my God. And then I see her, and she's just like on the counter, and she is just like, I'm like, stop it. You fucking bitch. Stop it. And but she does it more, and then I'm like really swearing at her. So that all of a sudden I get this, hi, we're with the Victoria Police. Do you have a child in here? And I'm like, no, my cat is going crazy. And this cop like almost gave me the finger. She was just like, oh my goodness. And she just like went down the stairs. She was so pissed off. And yeah, me and that neighbor never had an argument again. It turns out she worked for the fire department up Highland. So we got access to the upstairs suite that had caught fire. And she showed me how the pattern lines, like, because they got it out in time. Like, I was so damn lucky. And maybe there's some parallel universe I'm dead. I almost wonder, because I, like, you wake up, you open your drapes, there's a fireman going up, you grab your cat, and then all of a sudden there's like black water pouring out of all your fixtures. That was a fun day. Yeah, so that was a beautiful one on Hawaii. I have more on my blog. I'm going to actually switch back, pull that up. Which one? This one. Let's just pull this up for intermission, because it actually fits in with what I'm doing. And I know Geo does such beautiful work. It's just, if I don't do this for myself, I do not learn anything. Oh God, my allergies are going crazy tonight, plus crying over. I know it sounds silly. We're just going to pull this up for a minute. Brief intermission. 420 times. Smoke them if you got them. I know it's early. And I hear sirens. Let's just pick a random one. Da, da, da. And now I go back to my regular scheduled, somewhat half-assed program. No, just that Hawaii one. Okay, you were really annoying. I like that one better. Oh God, don't do that. Don't do that. Oh, you dumb phone. Sorry, give me a second. I need to swear at this a minute, or it's not going to work. Fucking thing. Okay, come on. Thank you. Yeah, talk back off. Like, I bloody well. It always does that to me. It's like this. It's like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to. I mean, AI is my pet. It is my beautiful art tool. But it's got to be a little nicer if it's going to, like, be my friend. And I'm going to show you some of this artwork. I just want to pull up my blog because I do have some cute clips today. And apparently there's an accident, or that sounds like fire. I don't think that if it's ambulance, it's like an accident, but that's it. Actually, no, that actually sounds like ambulance. City life. Which siren is which? Like, and I ain't gonna chase it down the street. So, today's vlog. I had a friend after university become a top yoga instructor. And I mean, if you've done yoga, it ain't easy. What the fuck? Is there an accident on the highway? Sorry for swearing, but... So this is the one I did. I need to do a lot of adjusting on all these frames. But yeah, this one, I'm not finished the back. I'm getting there. But I'm going to explain longer what I plan to do with some of these projects. Because the one today just turned out so beautiful. I'll give you a little hint of it, but I'm going to go into it longer. I did an animation of it. That one actually, turned out better than I thought. Sometimes you get lucky with them. And I'm going to explain longer what I'm going to do with this one and this one. Because, with double-sided work, if you're planning to make them into something like tarot cards, or little like place cards. Because something like this, I am going to highlight so many ideas for a simple project like this. And this one literally has cost me under $10. So if you have kids, you're going into that school season and you're, how can I afford all these supplies? Well, there's ways. There's ways. I will go over some more because I literally have a whole stack of stuff to go through today. This one, oh god, that keeps ripping. That's not a problem. So, and I think you have to be patient, like Bob Ross, like half the accidents, like, well, I didn't mean to make extra trees there, but now they have all little friends with them. I love Bob Ross. I think a lot of us, like, if you grew up in the Pacific Northwest, it's like Bob Ross was a breath of fresh air in the art community because a lot of these people are just evil, evil people. Some of them are just. No, I found I don't even want to. I'm gonna have to do that as a separate stream, but it's gonna be like really emotional because I didn't realize how bad things were in university because you're young and it's like, well, what can I say? I can't speak out about stuff, and now, and some of it really was bad or weird or just like, I mean, kids nowadays go through all this sort of stuff. So let's just scroll down on this one. Oh my God. See what is on. Yeah, so this is the one we just watched. And I'm not going to replay it. You can go on bluecryptomeria.gold. .gold. It is a real domain. Yeah. So I had a friend, and I'm just calling her Jane because I forget their names, or I know their names. I'm just not going to, dox them. I had a friend, Jane, after university, become a top yoga instructor. Like I said, yoga's hard. It started with one video, then a book, then a few more videos and books, then lessons. And I wish I could play the song. I just don't want a copyright strike. I'm already so much in jail in YouTube. So you can look at that one. It's on my website, or you can Google it. I remember her husband, Dick, being concerned because they had 2 little boys at the time and all the books and classes were getting expensive. He knew it made her happy. They adjusted their budget, and these were my friends. I'm sure it caused fights at sometimes. I know it did. Like, I heard, like, I met them after she was already certified, but I heard about how it developed. That was a cool reading. She is a cool tarot reader. It would have been hard because she was a stay-at-home mom. She took early childhood education so she could homeschool. Without that second income, it was a challenge because they were both paying off their student loans at the time. And my friends, like, they had two little boys. Like, I think one was 5 and 7. They really started early. But, they were still paying off their student loans after, that amount of time. So to be like, okay, is this like a hobby thing? Like, a lot of us women, like, we pick up on a hobby, but sometimes we can actually make it into part of the family income, even if you're, dealing with the kids. And they were so young. Like, they were so young when they kind of went. And even Jane would say, I don't know what I'm doing, but I love it and can't stop learning more. Like, it's not like she set out to be one of the top yoga instructors. She just enjoyed what it was. And she saw that first video or had that first book. I can't remember if it was a book or video that just was the gateway yoga drug. I love this song. I wish I could play it. I just can't get a strike. I'm so treading the line some days. In 3, the magic is in you. And in 3 years, I'm not kidding about this, she was turning away people because she had so many clients. She couldn't keep up with the demand for classes. So do what you love, even if it's, just keep it in perspective. But at the same time, like, I hate, like, one of the most annoying things I have in my life is people who are all bitter and then they're like, well, I could have done that, but I didn't. And it's like, well, try. Even if you fail, at least you tried. And you can look back and say, because the older I get, the more I see people who just say, I didn't try. And they're so angry at people who do try. And, don't look back like that. Yeah, this one's a short one. More on Maui. Oh, that's actually not too short. I'm gonna just pause this one for a minute. We're gonna go back to that. I need a minute before I do. So yeah, this is the other side of some of the artwork. They will be tarot cards. I hate drawing on such big piece of paper. Like, this really is so freaking annoying to have all this paper this size. Like, it's literally as big as me. But doing it, like, I did this one last night. It's still a work in progress. I'm going to go over what I'm going to do with this one, because it's getting exciting. I'm excited about this, and I'm going to go into more how to develop art projects, simple art projects like this. And I'm even going to go to an old school one. This one's going to be like messy. I'm going to have to go to the dollar store, get new brushes, and probably throw them out after. but it's a cheap project if you have kids. You're looking at, a poster board. Something, this one's cut down a bit, but um, something like this from the dollar store, that's $2. Little pack of brushes. Hopefully they don't lose too many bristles. I'll explain how to secure them better if you're getting cheap supplies. And flour and water. Real old school, like wallpaper, paper towel, and except if you've done construction and you've had to like fix walls with flour wallpaper, it is brutal. Like this, it'll last. It'll last like hardcore. So we're gonna try that. Just I want to show projects that are under $20, like $10 to $5 to $10 is my ultimate mark. And also I want to, like, a lot of people just have so much stuff in their house. Why not repurpose something? Like, just that's basically what I did with this, because this, which I made the animation from, and I will explain more on, came from just one of these horrible room decor. And please, 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 people, never put this on your walls. Oh God, I know it seems like a cheap idea at the time. It just, don't do it. It is, especially this one, because they had like, okay, I'll show you. See her face? She had like this like little pop out thing. Okay, first off, this is just crap. Like, I am saving it just because it's like plastic is starting to get rare in Canada. And actually, I know I pre-bent it. I was cheating. Turn it into, I know this is like a horrible mess. I did this really quick, but you can bend them into roses. Because I have more of this stupid plastic stuff. So you bend them into roses, you spray paint them, or there's a few other little like steps along the way. But these things, like, if you do them right, they will last you. And these are, I did one wedding where I just made like little paper roses, like sort of like this, and then you sprayed them. I sprayed them with gold and then an iridescent, and then like little hints of, I don't know if I did pink or red. I think I did pink. And then a final lacquer over it. And they looked real behind her. Here's the funny thing about that wedding, though. The flowers look beautiful. They look beautiful. I am so proud of what I did. And fortunately, it was a Wiccan wedding at Halloween. And ever see the movie The Ring, where she's looking at the photographs afterwards? And she's like, And there's all that distortion. It's like if you've done AI or, the curse prompts and stuff, like you get this perfect. Okay, that has like 6 arms and 3 legs and this weird face. Okay, hail Satan, but that's what this, and this was the days before digital cameras. So you're actually using like film. And after this wedding, like it looked so perfect. Everything seems so good. They seem so happy. I I looked at the photographs afterwards and he looked normal. And she just looked like this like horrible distorted witch. And and this was even before The Ring came out. So when that movie came out, I was just like, oh my Lord. Like it actually it was hard to watch just because I've seen when you've seen actual physical photos distort like that and you're like, I can't explain this. Maybe I fucked up on the lighting. Like I mean, okay, I did the background good for a wedding designer, but apparently I fucked up on the photos. But she really did turn out to be kind of an evil person. I felt so bad for her son. Yeah. I mean, she meant well, but she was just, you know, and she was in school. She was really trying hard. It just, some people get lost. And we're going to go back to, let's see what's up. Okay, I have that one. Yeah, so that's the one I'm working on tonight. I'll get more into that. I just have some more links to pull up. Come on, scroll down. Yeah. So, and this was a Quora form. I was trying to figure out like how much I actually need to make to do animation. But yeah, here we go. This what are some of the stupidest money mistakes Canadian makes? Doing animation has always been a dream. I didn't mean this to set myself up like this as a joke. Like I don't know what I'm doing with this website or this live stream, and like I'm never gonna get monetized on YouTube like that. Those are my stats. I don't care. I'm gonna be working at a nursery soon again. But I want to keep doing the site, even though it's. Oh, this is hilarious. I think everyone loves Clown World.
So the next question is, should we mask or not mask? Our partners at News Nation spoke with several infectious disease specialists. One doctor says consider asking yourself these questions when cases are high in your community. Are you older than 65 or immunocompromised? Have you been infected or vaccinated in the past 6 months? Do you live with someone who is at high risk of getting seriously ill? Are you looking forward to travel or a big event you just can't miss? The experts agree that if you choose to wear a mask, consider using a higher quality one like an N95 versus a cloth. Help significantly drop the chances you'll catch COVID or other respiratory viruses. Some doctors say mandates for all would be an overstep.
To keep kids home or to force them to wear masks is an overreaction. The thing to do is, if you're concerned, and we should always be concerned and we should always be vigilant, is if you haven't gotten vaccinated, get vaccinated. If you haven't gotten boosted, get boosted. That's the best thing to do.
And FYI, the latest updated COVID booster vaccine will be available sometime in mid-September.
Wow, eh? What was that? Oh, who's that guy? Alex Jones. Didn't he just say something about masking again? Kind of ironic, right? It's a good little. I like her channel, except yeah. And that one's a good one. That one's long. If you're into music, and oh, this one's funny. Yeah, this one's funny. It's just really true.
Punk rocker explains the epic shift in establishment sense and how conservatives and Christians are actually the true counterculture now. Watch.
I remember when I was growing up, I was like a mega punk rocker, and I was just super anti-establishment, super anti-system, oppression, stupid laws telling me how to think, how to live my life, people trying to dictate what I do, you know. I was like super punk rock when I was a kid. And, you know, I realized it's kind of funny. You can't really be a punk rocker and be a liberal anymore, because that has become the establishment. So if you want to be a punk rocker, you by definition have to be a conservative. You know, I know you're probably going to get all mad and try to defend your point, like, oh, well, they're Christians. Like, that just makes you the bigot, strangely enough. So, good on all you Christians for being real punk rockers, while the world has gone ultra establishment, ultra oppression, ultra government overreach. Yeah, you can't be big government and be a punk rocker. That makes no sense at all.
Have to say it. Truth right there. Absolute truth right there. She's cute. That's a good reading. And this one, it actually, even though it's for Libra, it, you know, take them. Oh, she's cute. Damn. Some of them turn out really well. I swear I dated him in high school.
Oh, what do you do for a living?
Oh, dude.
I saw you riding around.
I breathe for a living.
You breathe.
Yes, I breathe and I take in good energy.
Yeah, do you play an instrument?
I play guitar.
Oh, amazing. Why do you feel like you're here, like on this planet?
Guitar, man, guitar. I started playing guitar, and you learn that the scales on the guitar are like ancient kind of patterns. There are lots of patterns of life, because music is so powerful. It's a vibration.
I need my
it
pen.
dictates the way that you subconsciously think about things.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So, good music, good vibes, good life, and freedom.
You don't even care. You're just vibing. Oh. Yeah.
That one's kind of weird. I don't know. It's short. It's weird, but it's short. It's not what I thought it would be. Well, that was awesome. Sorta. I mean, I guess. She like almost looks like me. It just this one's cute. I like this one.
I'm picking grapes. Now, these grapes are ready, whereas other one, I usually have my.
This is like Happy
tool on my
Grapes.
finger.
This is like an amazing video. Like,
Oh boy! All right, over here.
we do get grapes on the island,
Thought I had
but
some
to get this
heavy
many, it's
scissors.
just
I
like,
did have some.
oh, you got happy like green
But hey,
thumb.
check that out.
Like, wow.
I got some grapes there.
Oh my goodness.
But I
Wow.
forgot I have a little knife that goes on my finger. Put some muscle into it, Howie. What's this? Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? I bought these grapes at this grapevine. It was really young from this lady. This lady from Asia had it. And it was delicious. Well, up and grow.
So we have Million March for Children coming up. Wednesday, September 20th. I hate to say it, but if I have to work, I'm going to have to work. This one's good. It's a little long. I might pull that one. I just want to get... I have a lot of artwork today. This one's another good one. Getting your food home from the grocery store will soon be an adventure. And basically, he goes into what happened with Venezuela, and really, like, people would, you get your groceries, and it's like the title says, like, it would be an adventure going home because you'd sometimes get rolled for your groceries. And I know that seems probably like an outrageous, that would never happen in Canada, but we are getting so close with all these new taxes Trudeau's imposing on us. We are going to face a situation where we might actually end up like this country. We are becoming a maple republic. It is wrong. We need to change our government. We need to change our policies. We need to end all these taxes because they are killing the middle class. And meanwhile, Trudeau is continually getting rich. If you can petition for freedom of information and look up anyone's information, and sometimes really disturbing what you find out. I don't even want to dig it out tonight. I'd rather like keep focusing on my happy art projects, which I will go through after I finish going through my blog, because there's some really good clips in here. This is good. Thank you, Mr. Sunshine.
Today we're going to take a look at one of the most badass politicians out there.
She is.
Pretty much the entire world, but specifically
I
here in
love
Canada. Danielle Smith. Danielle Smith is not only standing up to a tyrannical federal government.
Fuck around with Alberta girls. Now,
find out. But she's also done a great job of standing up to the World Economic Forum. In fact, Danielle Smith is actually the first ever politician to really stand up to the World Economic Forum, Welcome back to another video, everybody. Today we got quite a bit of stuff to cover, so brace yourself. Don't forget to give a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Really helps grow the channel. We're on road to 400,000 subscribers, so we're doing pretty good here. Almost 1% of Canada's population. As well as if you'd like a matching hat, you can find the link for that down in the description below. You got the hat right here, the Canadian Freedom baseball cap. I have this one in white. And also my favorite hoodie is the Canadian Freedom hoodie. I have that in maroon. My wife steals it from me all the time. I'm probably going to have to order a few more myself so my wife can have some for winter, because brace yourself, winter is coming. So we're going to start off with a recent video of Danielle Smith standing up to the Trudeau government around the Northwest Territories fires. And then we're going to take a look at how Danielle Smith has actually stood up to the World Economic Forum. So here we go.
We've just had an opportunity to meet some residents of the Northwest Territories who had to leave everything behind, as well as staff and volunteers who are doing everything that they can to offer support and reassurance. The true test of leadership comes in times of crisis. And since the evacuation, Premier Cochrane has continued to run her government despite the crisis they face. I commend her for her bravery, her dedication to her constituents, and her willingness to serve during this critically important time.
With what the Albertans have done for our people, I am eternally grateful. I shall never forget the kindness and the support of Albertans. You've truly shown.
So for those who don't know, the Northwest Territories in Canada has been like crazy on fire, and they've needed to evacuate a lot of towns and I guess they're not cities because they're not that big, but I think the biggest one is Yellowknife. It has about 20,000 people that live there, and the surrounding communities that have, thousands here, hundreds here, whatever it may be, and they need to go somewhere. And so Edmonton and Calgary and maybe even Red Deer and other communities within Alberta have opened up, their communities, their hotels, community centers, and things like that for fire evacuees. But the federal government has not been able to help anyone. They've really, really dropped the ball on this, and it's all been provincial and territorial.
What it means to care for people, not just your own, but for all people. And that is the Canadian way. So thank you.
Over the past week, we've gained 21,576 temporary residents, and Albertans are very proud to help. I'd also like to thank everyone from the Calgary Emergency Management Agency for their tireless efforts in setting up and running this evacuation center, and for the support that they offer daily to the evacuees from Yellowknife. Alberta's healthcare system has assisted in the evacuation of 4 hospitals and is serving the healthcare needs of 4 acute care patients, 55 continuing care patients, 30 obstetrics patients, and 19 dialysis patients.
These fires, I would love to say it was a one-time event, but I can't guarantee
This is family to me.
What I can say is that when we had to evacuate, not only me, we've been asking for the same infrastructure, roads, communications that people in Canada take for granted for decades. When our community of Hay River started on fire, people were driving through our one road out with fire on both sides.
Trudeau,
the smoke was overcome. Our communications went down.
Trudeau promised this
redundancy.
infrastructure.
I couldn't get a hold of people.
Family,
didn't know if they were safe,
friends,
if they were evacuated or not.
Cousins.
So I've been screaming for infrastructure for decades, all of us. Now we're talking about
barely
risks.
get out.
22 of our communities have no roads and no permanent roads. And we all know if the smoke is there, you can't fly planes in. So if this happens,
we deserve better.
Our season's not
in
done.
Canada.
But if this happens next year, is it my fault? Whose fault is it when
Trudeau's.
We can't get people out because we don't have basic infrastructure that every Canadian takes for granted?
Pretty much.
So I'm tired. I've been tired for a long time for asking for infrastructure. And now I'm angry.
Say it.
And I think that I'm not going to be able to do it alone. We've been arguing. I need every single Canadian to say it is not okay that the territories live like third world countries, that we do not have the same services that people in the South have. So please, everyone raise your voice. Because I need the federal government to hear. We are Canadians and we deserve the same. Thank you.
Exactly.
That was an excellent speech, and it really is the reality of the situation that territories, a lot of the smaller communities, they don't have resources, they don't have amenities that we do take for granted. And that is and was a guarantee and a promise by the Trudeau campaign. Vote for me and I'll take care of the small Indigenous communities. Vote for me and we're going to give everyone clean drinking water and roads, and we're going to provide infrastructure. Vote for me and we're going to make Canada better. And well, he's just failed to do that. In fact, it's regressed in a lot of different ways. And so I love to see politicians stand up to the government, but more specifically, Danielle Smith does a great job of just bringing people together to stand up to the Trudeau government, which you're going to see now. We're going to look at the World Economic Forum and how Danielle Smith just has totally obliterated the World Economic Forum and has said the things that people are too afraid to say. So kudos to Danielle Smith. Here we go.
WEF. It's not clickbait, Premier. It's not entertainment. It's actually a health policy decision that you announced on Western Standard on Friday. AHS confirms there is a deal with WEF. It's very minor. It's an information sharing deal, but it does exist.
What
you're saying
fuck?
We are going to cancel that.
The world,
and,
cancel that shit.
Policy decision. So, sorry, I had to write this down because it was.
World Economic Forum can go fuck themselves.
Is it because you accept the online conspiracy theory that WEF is a front for a global cabal of world leaders?
No.
Okay,
I'm going to pause this for a minute.
Dysfunctional dystopia.
Before she even gets into anything she's going to say, this isn't a conspiracy theory. Just look on their website. Make up your own mind. That's all I'm going to say. Go on the World Economic Forum. And if you are okay with their policies and how they're implanting people in our governments, I'm kind of concerned about you. I think you need therapy. I don't think this is right. This is not democracy. This is not the Canada. I didn't vote for Klaus Schwab, our grand Q-tip dictator. I didn't vote for these people to behave like this. And so all I'm going to say with the rest of this clip is that, hey, man, look on their site. Look on the World Economic site for yourself. Decide for yourself if this is because you can't, honestly, when you go on their site, you can't make this shit up. I wish I could. It's so, like I said before, it's like Dr. Evil out of Austin Powers or something out of Bond film. That supervillain. And, you can say it's conspiracy theories. Oh, you just are all little crackpots. You just are paranoid. I suggest you look on their website, make up your own mind. And I'm going to pull up the rest of this clip because she nails it. Yeah, she really does.
Utopia? And I'm sorry if I didn't get the whole theory correct.
Look, I think that we should be taking our healthcare advice from Alberta Healthcare.
Danielle Smith has the guts to say what needed to be said at the time and continues to do so. Why is different governments, why are different politicians going to this private organization that has absolutely no real concrete footing as a government entity? We're being brainwashed, controlled by this World Economic Forum agenda. It's weird. It's not a conspiracy. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I've been raised by a liberal household. Most of us have actually been raised with liberal tendencies and liberal values.
Yeah,
that has been
exactly.
The tradition
So
of Canada.
it's I.
It's been pretty much a long-standing liberal government. So I'm not ashamed of my past to say that I was raised liberal, because liberalism now has just gone so far to the like left woke radical spectrum that if you're liberal now, you should kind of be ashamed of that because it doesn't make any sense. So great job, Danielle Smith, for standing up to the World Economic Forum and saying what needed to be said. And we're actually seeing a rise in that, not just at the provincial level or territorial level, but also at the federal level, where Pierre Poilievre has come out and say, you know, within the past year, that any members of his caucus, any members of Conservative Party of Canada, should they ever attend World Economic Forum or be affiliated with the World Economic Forum,
absolutely
in any
not.
way, shape, or form,
Get
that they
the
will
fuckers
be
out of
let
there
go immediately. And so that is fantastic because the Liberals have actually done the opposite. The Liberals are trying to accumulate as many members of their cabinet of parliament as they possibly can at the federal level, at the provincial level, at the municipal level,
so disturbing.
to go and be hubs or students at the World Economic Forum. And
I didn't vote for them
because what is it?
Taxpayers
Why are you doing that? Why does this one private entity have so much power
and then
control?
I'm going to show you like
the conspiracy of it all.
In
this article here, Danielle Smith says she distrusts World Economic Forum province to cut ties. Smith says she won't deal with the agency until they stop bragging about their control over politicians. Of course, this is a reference to Klaus Schwab's "I've penetrated the Liberal cabinet, including Justin Trudeau's comment," which is a real thing.
Evil.
That's not edited. It's not AI. It's not a deepfake. It's
how is this Canada?
Very, very real. Alberta Premier Danielle Smith said she's canceling health consultation agreement involving the World Economic Forum, an agency at the center of a global domination conspiracy theories, because she won't work with a group that talks about controlling governments.
Oh my God.
I mean, that just seems like common sense, and I just hate how the Canadian propaganda machine, CBC, uses things like conspiracy theories, because it's not a conspiracy theory. It's a real thing, and it's really happening, and it's been proven. And they slander things. They gaslight you. They make you feel like you're not valuable. They make you feel like you're replaceable and you're stupid. And then years later, they come out and say, "Oh, it turns out it wasn't a conspiracy theory." Anyways, moving on. It's very annoying. I find it distasteful when billionaires brag about how much control they have over politicians or political leaders, Smith said at a news conference Monday after her new cabinet was sworn in. That is offensive. The people who should be directing government are the people who voted for them. Quite frankly, until that organization stops bragging about how much control they have over political leaders, I have no interest in being involved with them. The UCP premier said she is lockstep with federal Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre, who has stated he and his caucus will have nothing to do with the World Economic Forum. The deal with Alberta Health Services see the province share ideas with health researchers at Harvard University and the Mayo Clinic under the forum's umbrella. The high-profile conference of global political and business leaders has been the focus of conspiracy theories from both sides of the political spectrum. A decade ago, it was accused by the left wing of conspiring to cut pensions and slash environmental programs. It became the focus of attacks from the right during the COVID-19 pandemic, when it prompted a great reset, calling the ideas on how to better organize global security post-pandemic, which, again, is not a conspiracy theory. The Great Reset was a book that Klaus Schwab literally himself came out with.
It's in his
within
book.
a week or a month of the pandemic started. So, kind of weird. Like, who's that fast to publish a book? Very, very strange. That started online conspiracy accusations, unproven and debunked, that the forum is fronting a global cabal of string pullers exploiting the pandemic to dismantle capitalism and introduce damaging socialist systems and social control measures, such as forcing people to take the vaccines with tracking chips. I mean, I don't know about the tracking chips stuff, but Smith, on a live stream interview Friday, announced the deal was ending, but didn't say why. At a news conference Saturday, she declined to respond to two questions on the forum. The premier was asked by a reporter Monday if she has concerns about the forum because you accept the online conspiracy that the World Economic Forum is a front for a global cabal of world leaders bent on using the pandemic to destroy capitalism and install socialist dysfunctional dystopia. And so I'm going to take a moment here to ask you, the audience, was that true? Is that what happened, or is that a conspiracy theory? we're going to take a look at something more recent that Danielle Smith has done, where she has basically insisted that environmental experts zip it. They need to keep out of the discussions for, oil in Alberta, which is a very strong topic to any Albertan. Let's take a look at this video.
But just to be clear, to put a fine point on this, do you fully agree with the CEO's comments, and how is that the industry moving in the right direction, as you have said the industry is doing?
Suncor is moving to carbon neutral by 2050. That's exactly the direction the rest of the world is moving in. They've been a founding member of the Pathways Project, and they are fully committed to carbon neutrality. And that's the focus, the end goal that we should all be focused on, including Environment Minister Stephen Guilbeault.
The federal government is proposing a cap on emissions and not a cap on production. So if the oil and gas sector is able, through carbon capture technology, you have touted on this program to scale back emissions intensity, then production wouldn't be cut. In fact, it could go up. The Liberals say here you're misleading Albertans. Is that what you're doing?
No, I mean, look at what Stephen Guilbeault's statements have been. He has talked about reducing emissions 42% by 2030. That is 7 years from now. And if you talk to anybody in the industry, if he's intent on pursuing that kind of aggressive target, that is a production cap, because the only way to achieve it would be by shutting in production. We have seen studies that have been done on this. Most recently, one suggested that that kind of a aggressive emissions target would cause us to have to reduce our production by 1.5 million barrels per day. And that is, quite frankly, outside the mandate of the federal government. They do not have a mandate to determine the pace and development of our resources or how we structure our power grid. That's why we're working towards 2050. I have always said that I think 2050 is achievable. Our industry says 2050 is achievable. It's just that the targets being put forward by Environment Minister Stephen Guilbeault are arbitrary, not based on data, not based on science, seem to be plucked out of thin air, and unachievable, as well as being unconstitutional. And that's what we're pushing back against. If we can get oriented around 2050, we'll find a lot of common ground.
So, I was speaking to the minister's office, and clearly you're saying that your gripe here is specifically with the minister, not the government as a whole. But they're saying, the government of Canada, the government of Alberta, they have agreed to terms of a working group to develop a clean economy in Alberta, and that you're really just posturing here. And if you really wanted to work with the government, you'd, stop the posturing and get down to work on this.
Happy to do that. They need to tell Stephen Guilbeault, stick a sock in it, so that we can get together at the table.
Well, they're saying that you need to do that.
Negotiations. Not at all. He's the one who's gone to China to give them advice on how to reach a 2060 target when they are bringing on 2 coal-fired plants a week for electricity. Meanwhile, from there, he is telling us that Suncor is going to face an emissions cap. That is being provocative. He's the one who has to dial it back, and as soon as he does, we'll be happy to have a constructive conversation at the table. But he's got to stop dropping bombs, and he's got to stop criticizing our industry.
Yeah, just a clarification on the interview that was conducted with a CP, where the comments were made by the minister. That we are told by his office was actually an interview that was conducted in Charlottetown, not in China, and the Canadian press withheld publication on that. Let's talk right now about the International Energy Agency, which says for every $1 of global investment in fossil fuels, there is $1.7 now being spent on clean energy. In fact, the last time global investments in fossil fuel outpaced investment in fossil fuels was 2015. So given that reality, why would you introduce an uncertainty here into the market?
Well, I can tell you every jurisdiction around the planet has had to come to terms with how much intermittent power they can bring onto their grid. And we are no exception. I have had now 9 level 3 alerts in my province in the last year. And that means that the power grid is close to failing because wind is either not blowing or sun is not shining. And the only backup that we have is natural gas. So we know that we have to be able to bring on both of those. We have to be able to bring on baseload power at the same time as intermittent power. And that's the reality that we need to be grappling with here. So we're happy to support a responsible amount of wind and solar on the grid, but we also need to have baseload power because
and that's the thing.
Number one goal is to make sure that the lights don't go off.
Okay. Yes, and that's the thing that these woke liberals just don't seem to understand is, hey man, personally, I'm all for solar. I love solar. I lived in a van for 4 years and I had a whole whack of solar on the roof and I wired my own lithium batteries. I had charge controllers. I had a power inverter and I basically ran my entire life off of solar power. I loved it. Our phones have lithium-ion batteries. I like it. I think batteries are great, but forcing people to switch to batteries when the Canadian climate just it doesn't match. Like, you can't force people in minus 40 degrees for 6 to 8 months out of the year be on just pure battery. It doesn't work, and that's a problem
No,
we
it
have
doesn't.
in the Atlantic, and as well as in other cold parts of Canada, like
what
all of the
about
territories
Alberta?
in
Oh yeah,
northern BC, pretty much all of Alberta,
yeah.
Manitoba, and Saskatchewan, and northern.
Like
You know what?
the island
all
is.
of Canada seems to have some sort of problem with this. So great on Danielle Smith. I really respect Danielle Smith for not only standing up to the World Economic
Thank
Forum,
you for standing up.
but also Justin Trudeau. And I'd love to know what you guys think down below in the comments of any of the topics that I covered in this video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to give a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you all next time. Thanks so much for making it to the end of the video. If you want to support the channel financially, you can do so by checking out the merch shop.
And he just has a new baby,
or if you want to do something for free, which is also absolutely acceptable and highly encouraged, you can subscribe right there. If you want to continue watching videos like this,
he's not paying me to promote him. I appreciate his work, and I think we're all just fed up in Canada.
But also Canadian stuff, you can do so by clicking right up there. That's my second channel, House of Canada, also known as the House of Commons Highlights. Thanks so much for watching.
Go on my blog for all the links. A friend sent me this one from. Which one belongs in a classroom? Let's just pull this up big. Kinda. Yeah, I kind of feel like this these days. And you would figure someone who looks like me would be like, let's review. But it's like, no, I think this is wrong. I think classrooms should be for learning things like math. And actual pronouns, not like all these fake made up woke ones. I get fed up. I just don't know what's going on. If I had kids, I'd homeschool them. Oh yeah. And this is from Pierre Polyev.
The report produced from the Parliamentary Budget Officer this week, the budget watchdog, that focused on an analysis of the economic and fiscal impact of carbon pricing on households and determined that despite the rebates that your government offers, most households will see a net loss.
He shouldn't even be in fucking Parliament.
Will pay more.
He is such a dickhead.
Household will
crazy eyes. Like, yeah. It's just. Okay. Little fun fact about that, our brilliant, if you can call him that, environmental minister, is the fact that he was arrested for scaling a high-story building in some kind of dumb, woke climate protest. And this is the thing I keep wondering about. Like, hey, because I always assumed until the truckers' protests that, our elected members of parliament had clean criminal records. You might have done a little something, but when someone like him fucks up so big, when Jagmeet Singh, who I highlighted yesterday, I needed a nap after that one. He's not allowed in India because of suspected ties to terrorist organizations. And yet he is the leader of a major political party in Canada. This is so wrong. Like, I don't know why we are doing this. Something just really seems off. I don't think we should be doing this. See what else I have. Oh God, I'm gonna pull this one up again. I talked about this yesterday,
a travel
but
advisory for people traveling to the United States. If you happen to be part of the
This
Alphabet
is
Club,
so
let's look at
dumb.
why.
This one is I had to highlight it again because
Canada
I just want
advises
to showcase
LGBTQ.
the
All right, you didn't even
dumbest,
get the acronym right. Global
dumbest
news. I don't know if you
levels
did.
our Canadian
Travelers
government
to be
is
aware
going
of
to.
U.S.
Like,
state laws.
oh my
Wow,
God,
this is
you
a
scary
big thing.
Americans!
Is this political or is
what the
this an
fuck?
actual advisory?
Wow,
Let's
I know.
get into a bit of the ins and outs of this. Amid a
You can't make
wave
up
of
this.
legislation
This is
from
ridiculous.
U.S. states targeting LGBTQ2 community, I think you guys are politically incorrect because you're using the wrong alphabet acronym in your video. We'll
Oh
get
my
into
God!
that,
Like,
what the government of Canada
I have
actually
no
said.
fear.
Canada has updated its travel
Going
advisory
to the
country
States.
specifically.
This is
advising
fear mongering.
people to check
This is
state
like
and local laws before visiting.
this is so
Were they
dumb.
very
Like,
specific
really?
actually in this? Well, again, we're going to get into that soon. While overall travel advice around risk levels or health concerns has not changed for the U.S. by Global Affairs Canada.
From Americans,
the department
even when they find out I'm bi.
section specifically to add a section in considerations for LGBTQ2 community. Again, they actually call it the 2S LGBTQI. TQI plus persons. Okay. Anyway, let's get into this. This has actually been covered by more than just global news. CBC here has an article talking about it. Ottawa warns LGBTQ travelers they could be hit by U.S. state laws. What laws would they be hit by? They're specifically vague in these articles. It's even made U.S. news, making the New York Times. Canada cautions LGBTQ citizens.
This is so dumb.
U.S. over state laws. Advice to travelers to the U.S. check relevant state and local laws came in response to rules this year restricting transgender care, drag shows, and sports participation. Okay, now you're getting a little more specific. You're getting into the meat of this stuff. Now, Chrystia Freeland was asked about this at a press conference just the other day. And, well, this is her response to this.
Why has your government issued travel advisory for LGBTQ plus people to the United States? And was this something you discussed with President Biden, or your government discussed with President Biden first?
So, as someone who has had the real privilege of serving as Canada's foreign minister,
her voice is awful.
I know that our travel advisories are done very professionally. We have professionals in the government whose job is to look carefully around the world and to monitor whether there are particular dangers to particular groups of Canadians. That's their job, and it's the right thing to do.
For professionals.
When it comes to the United States specifically, I have personal experience of dealing with a diversity of U.S. administrations and of dealing with American leaders at all levels of government, in all branches of government, and with Americans who represent diverse groups across the country, whether it's business or labor or civic organizations.
Business groups.
And that's because our government understands, as every Canadian government needs to understand, that one of the principal responsibilities of the federal government is to understand how to work with our U.S. neighbor. I think our government has shown that that's a priority for us and that we work hard at it and that we're able to manage that relationship regardless of the choices that the people of the United States make.
What? Is that an answer?
Even as we work hard on that government to government relationship,
you can get through this.
Every Canadian government very much including our government, needs to put at the center of everything we do the interests and the safety of every single Canadian and of every single group of Canadians. That's what we're doing now, and that's what we're always going to do.
What? Was that even an answer? I couldn't even tell what was even said in that whole thing. I don't think there was a coherent thought in that entire answer to this. But, hey, all I get from that is that governments have professionals and diverse business groups in America. What that has to do with LGBTQAI plus to spirit or whatever is beyond me. But hey, you take from that what you like and take from this what you like. This is of course, the Clyde Do Something shop, merch shop. You guys asked for it and I delivered. So go on over to the shop, check it out. We've got all kinds of stuff. I even added the Do Not Comply shirt, which has been a real hit this week. So go check that out and get one for yourself. But let's look into this actual law here. Now, if you go to the travel advice advisory destination on the travel.gc.ca website, is the government website, and they give travel advisories to different destinations around the world.
Are you fucking kidding me?
And you can see that there's an exclamation marks for certain
me?
places that may have, actual reasons for concern. But of course, here we have the United States with a green check mark that usually indicates that it's a safe, worthwhile place to visit. But then you get into what are some of the concerns you might have to look at? Well, number one, I'd like to point out, it's way down the list. Don't get me wrong. This isn't right at the top of the list here. But cannabis, for people that are traveling to the United States, you might want to take care on this one. Even
they're
though
cracking down on
possession
us.
of cannabis is legal in some U.S. states, it remains illegal under U.S. federal law and in any form and quantity, making it illegal to bring across the Canada-U.S. border. So don't try to bring your pot across the border.
You buy more when you go down
across Canada.
Don't bring it across the border. This should be common sense.
Cross the Canada-U.S. border with any amounts of cannabis. So
wipe yourself down. Like, don't take any chances.
Because they have good suggestions here on this website. But yes, they have added a new travel advisory. 2S LGBTQI plus travelers. Now this is official. This is the acronym under the jurisdiction of Canada. If you happen to be part of this group that they've lumped you into. I'm
going back in the closet after hearing this.
It doesn't matter what you like to do with your private life. You're still just a Canadian.
No.
In my eyes, you're not any other particular group, just Canadian citizen or permanent resident, what have you. But this is the government trying to divide us up and put us into lump groups.
Pretty much.
Some states have enacted laws and practice and policies that may affect 2S LGBTQI plus
it's
persons.
so dumb.
Check relevant state and local laws. Now you can click the link and you can get more into this. And do they get very specific with it? Not really. No. This is a generic thing that kind of encompasses all states, all countries around the world that may have things that don't really fly with the new wokeisms. And this is just
I just gotta pause this because there is a restaurant by my shop house called Cuckoo's. I know it sounds silly. KUKU. It's an Indian restaurant and they're so good. And I was walking by and I got like a little pistachio. It almost tastes like baklava. It's like, oh my God, I don't have to go downtown and get stabbed for baklava. And also these ones are gluten-free. Kind of why I like going there. And you used to have to buy a lot of. They had a few things you'd have to buy a lot. Now it's like you can get just I'll show you the other one. I haven't eaten it yet. But isn't that damn cute? That's it looks like an actual little mandarin orange. And yeah, if you're in Victoria, they're not paying me for this. They're my neighbors and I love their restaurant. Oh God, and this thing's so good. Sorry, I had to stop it for a minute. Just if you don't see me for a minute.
Woke, I guess that it doesn't always fly wherever you travel. And I guess they put this advisory on the United States as well. And this is largely to do with the fact that some people are just actually fed up with the woke stuff that's going on across Western society, and they're clamping down on it in the United States, and for good reasons. So if you are a man that wants to use women's washrooms, biological man, and you want to use women's washrooms, that may not fly if you're traveling to the United States. In Canada, the government is enforcing that businesses, force specific types of restrooms, which just turns into every restroom just being a single person occupancy washroom. I think that's the direction everybody's been going because it's just ridiculous at this point. But in the United States, depending on where you are, they may not have those restrictions. So watch out, you might get beat up if you go into a washroom and fall behind someone's daughter, for example. That might, and people might turn a blind eye to that. Just be careful. If you're going to Saudi Arabia, they may not respect these things either, but that's not making the news just quite yet. But here we are, foreign laws and customs related to sexual orientation, gender identity, gender expression, and sexual characteristics. And they have an acronym for that. Can be very different from those in Canada. As a result, you could face certain barriers and risks when you travel outside Canada. Research and prepare for your trip in advance to help your travels go smoothly. Yeah, just watch out because your behavior
kind of should be common sense.
Backlash depending on where you go in the world.
Should be common sense.
Beyond me if people don't realize that. One other thing here is if your passport indicates X as a gender or marks it, or if it indicates the sex of the bearer should be read as X, indicating that it is an unspecified sex on your passport, you might face entry restrictions into some countries that do not recognize your gender. Now, this isn't specific to the United States, but yeah, let's just say if you've found yourself outside of the parameters of some countries, and whether they see you as male or female, and those are the only options in those countries, you may run into problems if your gender expression is relayed on your passport. So just consider that as you move forward in this, but people are just not having it. And this is the scene in California just a few days ago as people have been protesting against this whole movement. And it's all about leave our kids alone. And we're actually about to see a big protest in Canada here on the 20th of September across Canada in every major city, where people are going to get out and join together in the 1 million person march to save our children. And that's a thing moving forward. I'll get into that. But here's a lot of scenes happening in the United States, and people are starting to lash back at this whole woke ideology stuff.
Yeah, the issue up there about my grandson being in a dress. I'm trying to see what the issue is about that.
Okay, you'll have to talk to Dara.
Who's
the
Dara?
director. She's down in the other class.
Is she the one that was in charge of the kids while my grandson?
I was, but I can't talk to you.
Well,
because you're not on the form. We'll have to get Dara up here and she will let you.
First of all, I'm coming down here because we don't do that. The transgender and all that, we don't do that. And I don't appreciate you encouraging him to put on no dress for the second day too. I don't appreciate that. And don't think this is going away. I'm going further with this.
Okay, Go down and talk.
No, I'm not done talking to you. I'm letting you know the next time that you put any kid in a dress, we're gonna make you go viral.
Okay. You need to talk to my director. Is it? I, as a teacher.
No, I'm letting you know I got an issue with you about that. I'm not playing with you.
I'm sorry that you feel that way.
Yeah, I'm sorry that you feel that way. But you should have called me before you made the decision to put my grandson in a dress.
Okay, you can speak to
No, I'm speaking to you.
Please do not talk to me in that tone with my children.
I wouldn't be up here if you wouldn't put my grandson in no dress.
Yeah.
Well, do what you gotta do. No, I'm taking it up with you.
So, I mean, it's pretty obvious to see that people have been overstepping their boundaries in the Western world entirely. This woman saying that you don't get to take it up with her, a family member being put in a dress against the will of the grandparents here. We see stuff like this making its way into children's books. Pride book featuring men in bondage wear shown to 4-year-olds in preschool. This is just outrageous, the stuff that's going on. And even people in the drag community coming out and saying, why is it that you want this for children?
What in the hell has a drag queen ever done to make you have so much respect for them and admire them so much? Other than put on makeup and jump on the floor and writhe around and do sexual things on stage. I have absolutely no idea why you would want that to influence your child. Would you want a stripper or a porn star to influence your child? It makes no sense at all. A drag queen performs in a nightclub for adults. There is a lot of filth that goes on, a lot of sexual stuff that goes on. And backstage, there's a lot of nudity, sex, and drugs.
So yeah, this is part of that culture, and we don't want that for our children. And many people are speaking out against that. And this is why the Leave Our Kids Alone Coast to Coast March is starting on is going to be on September 20th. It's look it up, #1 million for our children, or Leave Our Kids Alone. You'll find this all over social media. This is Blueprint for Canada, a great organization that is moving towards changing the faculties and all of that behind the school boards. Go check out their profile, their website as well, because in any elections that come up, they'll be involved in that. So you can vote for school board trustees that won't be like this for your children. We've been asleep too long at the wheel, and we got to grab that steering wheel and guide our society back to a bit of normalcy. Here we have it from Blueprint for Canada. The Leave Our Kids Alone Million March for Children is growing quickly. More protests being added daily. Parents will defend their children. Find a protest location near you, and there's a link here. I'll leave the link in the description down below so you can go check it out for yourself. Get involved. Take the day off. Pull your kids out of school on that day and go celebrate with a bunch of Canadians that have our kids' minds at heart, and family orientation is at their main
I hate
interest.
to say it.
I'd love for you all to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think of this whole scenario.
If I have to work,
the travel advisory to going to the United States,
I don't
for
know
a small group of people
right
that may
now,
just be
so
inconvenienced when having
I'm going to
use
try and
a
make
toilet
it.
in the United
If
States.
not, I will. I'm
Resources
promoting the
are being
shit out of it
wasted
before
on making a
and
travel advisory
during and
the
as much as I
nonsensical
can.
Words of
Rent
the
is
Deputy
so
Prime
expensive.
Minister
I'm
of Canada,
sorry.
Chrystia
I
Freeland.
wish
Anyway,
I
leave a
could
comment in the
just
comment section
take
down
the
below.
day
Let me know what you
off.
think.
I don't
and we'll
know
see you
if
next
I
time.
can.
Keep on trucking.
Pretty much, yeah. Sorry, I hate to put it like that, but it's so expensive in Victoria. Why people, and this is this one is awesome. It's like an hour video, so I won't play it, but I mean, in university, I had friends. Yeah, well, I will try to make it. I'll do my best. but it's also like, if the nursery is going, I'm sorry, like, it's just, I will try and work around this day, you know. I know he has a better microphone than me. I'm just going off my laptop. No, I think, yeah, we'll try and do this protest. I mean, I have all my battery packs all ready to go, but I try and keep stuff like battery packs and cords like easily accessible. Just if there's an emergency, I can just scoop them, throw them in a bag. They're right there. I know where everything is, even if all the lights are out. And I think I should probably throw like half into like redevelop an emergency bag. It's kind of been all over the place over the summer. It's fun though. Like, it's fun camping, it's fun hiking. I love it. And this is a great documentary. He has an awesome channel. You can find all the links. bluecryptomeria.gold. .gold is an actual domain, and I like him. This was an awesome one. I don't know what else I threw up on here. That's a good song. I think I can get away with this song. Let's try it.
The Platters. What does it matter?
Let's try it.
What does it matter who I may have been? What does it matter? It wasn't that like this.
Excuse me, sorry. Oh my god, allergies. Fuck my life.
I love you much more. There have been others, I admit it's true. But there's no other dear since I met you. What does it matter? What does it matter? Why should I care about the past? I promise you this love will last. What does it matter who I may have been? What does it matter? It's not like this. What does it matter who I've loved before? Just one thing matters, dear. I love you much more. There have been others, I admit it's true. But there's no other, dear, since I met you. What does it matter? What does it matter? Why should I care about the past? I promise you this love will
If you enjoyed the record, please like it. And for more early rock and roll and R&B, please subscribe to Tony Smash for more to come. And thank you for listening.
I love his channel. You can find all the links on bluecryptomeria.gold. I just recently found his channel. I love all the old music. I am such a big fan of all the retro stuff. Yeah, it makes me happy. Hope it makes you happy. So if you like feeling happy, then definitely like and subscribe to them. And we're going to pull up this next one. Because
Canada's dreamy housing market has turned into a nightmare. Prices have skyrocketed,
I thought I was
outpacing earnings, and a housing bubble threatens disaster. Experts fear a bust could trigger financial chaos, widespread homelessness, and a crippling economic downfall. Canada's fate hangs in the balance as its housing bubble teeters on the edge. Hi and welcome, I'm your host Vedika. Let's begin. Once upon a time, Canada was the place to be, a dream come true. But you know how dreams sometimes soar. Well, that's what's happened with Canada. Welcome to a country where every corner seems to have a problem. Legal drugs, crime-ridden streets, and the worst part, the crazy high prices for everyday stuff. But there's one big problem that everyone's worried sick about: the housing crisis. People in Canada can't buy homes without breaking the bank. Either homes aren't available, or if they are, they cost a fortune, like 4 times what most people make in a year. Let's talk about prices in some of the big Canadian cities. In Toronto, standalone homes now cost a staggering $3.1 million. That's more than 11% higher than last year. And in fancy areas like Rosedale and Moore Park, the prices shot up 4.3% to hit a jaw-dropping $4.3 million. Vancouver isn't much different. Standalone homes there will cost $1 million, which is a 2% jump from last year. Even in Ontario, where things were supposed to be a bit more down to earth, the price tags climbed by a whopping 16%, landing at a still steep $479,000. So what's the big deal? Well, the big deal is that average Canadians are finding it harder and harder to afford a place to live. And who's Canada's government blaming? Immigrants. They say newcomers are buying up homes like crazy, leaving average folks with nowhere to go. Okay, that's partly true, but there's a way bigger problem that could wreck Canada. It's called the housing bubble. Right now, the Canadian housing market is like a roller coaster that's only going up. Prices are going through the roof, like 33% higher in just a year, which is way more than other places around the world where prices are just going up a little. Canadians are taking out money from banks but aren't paying up front. They are taking out loans, also known as mortgages. And the total mortgage debt in Canada is a mind-boggling $2.2 trillion, even though the entire country's money-making, the GDP, is only $1.6 trillion. When the mortgage debt is 150% of the GDP, that's not a sign of everything being great. It's like a warning bell ringing that something really bad might be about to happen. Experts are ringing warning bells already. According to experts, Canada's housing bubble could burst at any moment. One expert even says Canada's housing market is like a time bomb just waiting to go off. Believe it or not, Canadians are in trouble because they've borrowed so much money compared to what they make. If interest rates go up, and they probably will, a large populace could be in a big trouble. Imagine having to pay way more for your mortgage every month. That's not fun. The super high home prices in Canada are happening because the country's central bank made it super easy to borrow money for almost 20 years. And now, if interest rates go up and lots of people can't pay their loans, that's when a bubble bursts. And when it bursts, it's like a big bubble popping, loud and messy. Now you might be wondering, what's a housing bubble? It's almost like a balloon that gets too big and suddenly goes pop. In the housing market, it's when house prices shoot way up and then suddenly crash down. It's bad news for everyone involved. Canada's in a situation a bit like what happened in the big financial mess of 2008. Back then,
It's
in
gonna
the
be
US,
worse.
everyone
It's
was
gonna
taking
be
loans
worse,
like there was no
folks.
tomorrow. They borrowed a
People
ton
don't
of
even
money,
realize.
and pretty soon they couldn't pay it back.
Mhm.
The situation led to a tipping point when insolvency papers were filed by Lehman Brothers, causing fear in the market, which led to a withdrawal of funds by everyone. As a result, the market experienced a bloodbath as many well-known lenders like Citibank and Washington Mutual went bankrupt. Additionally, because the world depended on the US for many essential economic activities, it had an impact on the entire global economy. In Canada, it's kind of similar. People even from other countries, predominantly China, are investing a lot in Canadian homes, especially in cities like Vancouver and Ontario. It might just be a matter of time before a big Canadian bank goes under. When that happens, it could set off a chain reaction, like knocking over one domino after another. People will get scared and start pulling out their money from all over. Chaos will reign and the housing market will go from being crazy expensive to pretty normal. But that's when a lot of people might be left without a place to live. As the housing bubble bursts, home values could drop like a rock. That means lots of homeowners might owe more on their mortgages than their homes are worth. People could lose their homes, leading to even more problems. Job losses might pile up as people can't afford their mortgages or rent anymore. That means even more instability and people being homeless. This could trigger a whole chain of events that could wreck Canada's economy and lead to a lot of uncertainty. Right now, Canada's flying high on its housing bubble. But once that bubble pops, Canada's story could take a dark turn. Sadly, this time the world won't feel it as much. Canada might be the one left picking up the pieces. The Canadian dream will soon come to an end. The writing is pretty clear on the wall.
Oh, well, that was a happy clip, wasn't that? Oh, that was wonderful. Yeah. I'm glad I shared that.
Joe Rosenell with the front line with Joe and Joe. Once again, let us go into the breach. Alex Jones exposes the Trudeau family. Play the clip.
People say, why would you do that? Because there's a certain portion of people, a very small minority throughout history, every race, color, and creed, that desire total dictatorial power. They don't like checks and balances. They don't like middle classes. They don't like wealthy people that they don't control. They don't like freedom.
Of admiration I actually have for China.
Swooning women 2 years ago.
Because their basic dictatorship is allowing them to actually turn their economy around on a dime and say we need to go green as fast as we need to start, investing in solar. I mean, there is a flexibility that I know Stephen Hudson must dream about of having a dictatorship that he could do everything he wanted. That I find quite interesting.
No, it's being a dictator. I want to be a dictator like Xi Jinping. I want a basic dictatorship. And his father loved dictators. And now he's the protege of Klaus Schwab, and he is carrying it out quite nicely.
I'll be honest with you. Alex Jones, he's a little cuckoo, but he says a lot of true things. He's got guts. And I'll tell you this, Trudeau and his ideas are dangerous. And every once in a while, you have to let your Alex Jones come out. I do. And when I do, I feel so much better. Cousin Trudeau! So all my Canadian American friends, if you like what we do on the front line, I'm asking you to give $1. Just $1. Production costs money. We do it for you. We are self-funded, and $1 goes a long way. That's less than a cup of coffee. In Canada, a cup of coffee might cost $5. So you're getting off easy. Please, just give us $1 and we'll keep the content coming your way. God bless you, and remember, stay free.
Oh, yeah. $5 is if you're lucky. But this little, oh my God. It's like a little, peach one. Peach tart. It's like, oh my God, it's so good. I definitely want to go back and get some more of those pistachio ones. Oh my God, those were like amazing. It literally tasted like baklava, but not. I know some of this artwork is. Let's see what else. This one's short, and then I'll pull up Nova because I have a clip of Nova, and everyone loves Tom and Nova. Who doesn't? Like, if you don't, like, you're kind of weird. Just say.
Everybody, thanks so much for joining us right here on The Right View tonight. I'm so stoked. We're welcoming back one of our favorite guests, Tom McDonald. Tom, you've been doing a lot. You haven't been sleeping much, I'm going to assume. You've been killing it with all this fire music you've been putting out. And recently, you linked up with Adam Calhoun for a second album together because you guys just couldn't leave well enough alone. Coming out next month. Tell us all about it. What can we expect?
Yeah, so essentially, I was kind of going to take a break from rap.
Oh.
I did Ghost, which is a song I wrote for my girlfriend, and it got pretty widespread recognition across the country and hit the radio and did all these things. And making that type of music, I felt like we were really infiltrating the top secret confidential area of the music industry, the most disingenuous sort of genre out there. So I got a real big kick out of that. So I was going to continue doing the pop style stuff with obviously my own little twist on it. And then the song got canceled off the radio and ripped off the radio, and it kind of killed the whole song in its tracks. And then it just so happened that Adam called me maybe 2 or 3 days after that happened, and he was like, I don't know what you're doing with your music, but if I'm down to do another album if you are.
Wow.
So I was kind of at the point where I wasn't exactly sure what I was going to do, because I was going to segue into pop, and I was exhausted on the rap thing. So I took a couple days to think it over, and I was like, if I'm going to continue to do the rap music stuff, if we're going to do another Brave album, then I want it to be louder and more offensive than ever. And I want the actual rapping to be the best that I've ever done in my life. So I kind of set out on that journey with Adam, and looking back at it now, like, I'm very glad we did, because I think it is far superior to the Brave one, and that's a tall order to fill. But I feel like, as far as rapping goes, it's the absolute best I've ever sounded in my life. I think the songs are bigger and louder and more full of what people want to hear. So super excited.
I mean, great stuff. Love to hear that. Wait, what happened with Ghost? Why was it taken off like the radio and everything? I don't even know about that.
So Ghost landed a bunch of placements across America. So it was getting like a couple hundred spins a day, which is not exactly like high rotation, but it's like it's considerable. Like, it's respectable.
More than I got out there, Tom, I'll tell you.
Yeah. Well, maybe you should start rapping. But
not bad.
Yeah, so it ended up winning some sort of pop format contest in Canada, and it was supposed to go into high rotation across the country at sort of the premier radio stations. And 2 days after it was in high rotation, I guess like a lot of people heard it on the radio and called in and said, I don't know if you guys realize whose music you're playing, but this guy is not like a pop artist. This guy's a rapper, and he makes political music, and he does this and he does that.
Wow.
And, probably threw around the same trigger words that everybody does: racist, bigot, transphobe, homophobe,
And he's
jerk,
not.
whatever it was.
He's not.
And that day we got an email.
The people who are saying this are the people who you should worry about.
And they said that they regretted
Tom
to inform us
McDonald.
that they were going to remove the song from the radio.
Yeah,
and they
worry
gave
about this.
That is insane.
It was crushing.
Things.
It was crushing. I was upset.
Cancel control is so
yeah,
evil.
I was kind of like in this weird purgatory where I was like, I'm very exhausted right now from running as hard as I have been running for so many years. I'm very tired. I don't know what I have left in me in terms of rapping right now. I wanted to do something new, which was this pop music, and then that was ripped away from me, which honestly filled me up with the piss and vinegar needed to make the Brave 2 what it's become. So, blessing in disguise.
Wow. I mean, first of all, let me just say I'm so sorry to hear that. And I mean, what a disgusting thing cancel culture really is, because that's essentially what it was, right? Like somebody decided that because you felt like you had a right as an American to speak your mind via your music and say what you thought about things, you needed to be canceled. And I cannot.
And he is
I
American
can't believe it, Tom, but I can believe it. Because this is the crazy
Canadian.
world
He's
that
American.
we live in.
He loves
That's terrible
Nova
that that
so
happened to you. I'm
much.
so sorry. What I'll say is I like your response to it. That it filled you with the piss and vinegar. You needed to get out there and really like throw down, because wow. So we gotta get ready.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
and
it's
I
only
feel
gonna
like
get
that's sort of the
worse,
thing is
kitties.
like a lot of these people that have lost their jobs, lost their friends, lost their wife or husband, lost their livelihood because of this like counterculture thing or cancel culture thing. I think that people need to realize that like what
I'm just gonna actually just pull up one of his recent songs. I'm not gonna get a strike for it. I just want to kind of like show you what. So let's just pull this up. Here we go. Oh my God.
I've seen 100 grand in cash. I've took the trip to hell and back. I've been around, never saw nothing like you. And I've seen lights up in the sky, and I've seen ghosts alone at night. I've seen some things, but they were nothing like. Till I walked through walls. Till I walk through walls. I wanna be with you, 'cause I'm me with you. Oh. I've seen things, I swear to God, that I still can't explain. I've been way too drunk and way too high, been dancing in the rain. I've seen butterflies and babies crying still until this day. Ain't seen nothing that's quite like you. Till I'm a ghost, stuck in all my life to you. And when I'm a ghost, I will always be you. I've seen the country far and wide. I meet my heroes all the time. I've been around, never saw nothing like you. And I've held diamonds in my hands. I've got a couple million fans. I met some folks, but they were nothing like. Till I walk through walls. Till I walk through walls. I wanna be with you, 'cause I'm me with you. Oh. I've seen things, I swear to God, that I still can't believe. I've seen shooting stars and crystal balls and magic in the breeze. I've seen Paris, I've seen London, I have been weak in the knees. Ain't seen nothing that's quite like you. Till I'm a ghost, stuck in all my life to you. And when I'm a ghost, I will always be you. Till it burns down, till the world ends, till it's all gone, till my last breath, till I leave town, till there's nothing left, till I'm in the ground, till I'm a ghost, I give all my life to you. Just be you. till I'm a ghost. I'll give all my life to you. And when I'm a ghost, I will always be you. Hop in the truck, 10 of my buddies are already drunk. We don't go nowhere that doesn't have liquor and cigarettes, riding mechanical bolts in the club. We like to hunt, leave with a gun. Come back tomorrow, we covered in blood with a bucket of guts. We all tough for the when we pop in the clutch, we ain't stuck in the mud. I'm the white boy with the baseball bat, with the face tattoos and a NASCAR hat, and a backyard like Strap Dart. Got a glass jar full of tobacco that's blacker than asphalt. Rolling with hundreds of crackers who acting like animals, they cannot handle their alcohol. We the white boys from the backwoods and the bad hoods and the trailer park trash got pack guns. When I was younger, they tell me to struggle and hustle like 200 bikers, and they were my brothers. We coming for blood and you running for cover. Addicted to drugs in the gutter, been drunker than anyone leaving the club. We go dumber than thugs. We got bullets and butters and multiple gunners that coming in Hummers. You under the rubber, you'll never recover. Chain smoke in my lungs hurt, my neck red, got sunburns, bumping Eminem, we all know the words, bunch of white boys flipping hella birds. Hillbilly really don't care if you like them, little bit of moonshine fire inside them, kill him in a minute, don't care who's fighting. You don't wanna trip on the kids of Vikings, ammo and mullets and cowboy hats out in public. Got ammo stashed at my cousins and catching addicts and cupboards. They all diss and we don't listen, can't hear it no more. We gone fishing, they gone missing, I told y'all before. I be on some white people, hanging out the window of a truck, yelling, I don't give a fuck. White people. Every time they see me pulling up, they be like, oh my God, he be on some white people. Jumping out the plane, no parachute, so I'ma get the sooner. I ain't learned from school, always ditch Ferris Bueller. Screw your little truck, my square body over there's cooler. Every white boy riding with me over there. Shooters, I'm the white boy with the monster pump. Six shotgun with a pop the truck, the northern monster off the jump. I'm up my rocker, lots of guns. This ain't soccer, but watch them run. Shoot them in the lung, need oxygen. Huffing blood like he up and does. Talk too much here, this copping shuns. I'm never gonna back up too much ammo. We got hammered, used to battle. Had my fights right on the gravel. Back in the day, we used to handle like men, but now we're canceled. Look at us like stage for cancer. Look at them like pull your pants up. Dumbass kids ain't got no answer. Looked up to dudes with tattoos or rap views and bad moves and abuse in my past acting stupid. I used the bad news for the gas to keep moving. I made it where I'm at. Now you rather see me losing. All my guys got tattoos on their face. They did the time they got jammed. What the hell's a blue check? They ain't got no Instagram. Ask around, everyone knows. They might think that I care, but I don't. I'll be on some white people. Hanging out the window of a truck, yelling, I don't give a fuck. White people. Every time they see me pulling up, they be like, oh my God, he be on some white people. Yes, segregated, but I'm still in the mix. I've been with Timer before he got canceled for speaking the truth about the world and exposing it for what it actually is. I see race as an issue, I'm running it back to the government to tell them this is a democratic, liberated, conservative, patriarchy, dipped in action, affirmative hit song. Bet they still cut me a check. State that I'm in as my mind is way deeper than color. I ain't think I'm blue versus red. I'm in control, consider I'm carrying more than you know. One in the chamber that's ready to blow. Right as you push, you claiming you won't. I'ma keep praying that you get exposed. Promise, I'm not abiding by rule that you set for me. I'm not that mad at the past. I mean, it was only a couple of centuries.
So awesome.
Won't let that be my identity. So on behalf of all blacks, I forgive and don't want to be enemies. Just like you're sorry and talk to me nice. This is comedic. If you get offended, that's
On behalf of all whites, no worries.
First right, it's wrong. First right,
This
color is just a result of these multiple factors that we didn't
ruthless and beautiful, and we need more dialogue. More dialogue left. Like right now, we're just getting so isolated.
Income brackets, clothes, cars, shoes, size of asses. I've been trying to blackmail me once I black out all these Democrats. The push past the stereotypical average to get blackballed and they cut all my traffic. Oh my God, he be on some black people. Hanging out the window of the trunk, screaming, I don't give a fuck. Black people. Every time they see me pulling up, they be like, oh my God, he be on some white people.
Well done. Oh my God, that one was so well done. And I'm almost through my blog. I will be pulling up the panel shortly and talking about my artwork If people want to come up, they can. If not, I'll just talk about my artwork. I know there's several, it's Zara's birthday today, so if you know her, drop by, hit the like and subscribe. Send a little wish to the birthday girl. The Vics are doing trivia if you're into live trivia. Trivia is always fun. They do awesome trivia. I needed to kind of deal with my artwork today. Well, it's sort of like practicing for lessons. I don't know how to explain it better. So if you want to follow the larger one, and this one is Nova talking about doing the directing on the video. It's getting long. And that's a full movie. I am not going to share a full movie. You can go on my website to find that one. This one is good, though. And I think, yeah, that's the end. Okay. It's just, this is the last one. Then I'm going to pull up.
I want to focus on the UNICEF report card 2020 release.
Then I'll pull up the panel.
And this is quote from their report card. Canada is worlds apart from other rich countries in providing healthy, happy childhoods for every child. Canada ranks among the countries with the best economy, the best environment, and best social conditions for growing up. But it is the poorest in outcomes for children and youth. Canada falls below average for more than half of the measures of child well-being. Canada ranks lowest in child survival, ranking 35 out of 38 in teen suicide and 33 out of 38 in child violence, including homicide.
Our government absolutely believes in supporting Canadian children and Canadian families. That is why the Canada Child Benefit, which has lifted hundreds of thousands of Canadian children out of poverty, is such an important program.
Researchers from universities in Calgary, Toronto, and Montreal joined forces with the children's advocacy group Children First Canada. The annual report for 2022 found among the top 10 issues facing kids in Canada, poverty ranked number 6, and access to food is an increasing concern, with food insecurity among young people rising by 29%.
Well, that was fun. I'm gonna open up the panel. People can talk. I know some panels might be winding down. We're at the 3-hour mark. This is a good mark. Sorry, my nylons are falling down. I should have worn garters, but sometimes they stay out and I get lucky. I'm not sitting there like a little kid, or scratching like a cat, Yeah, so I'm going to take another little intermission and put up the panel. And if people want to come up, they're more than welcome to. Hopefully. Wait, scroll down. Trying to set this up. Oh no, don't do that. Sorry, I'm just swearing at my computer. Give me a second. Sometimes if you swear at it works better. No. Go back. Go back. Oh, maybe not that one. What the fuck is going on? I'm sorry, give me a second. I need a second. This. Oh, I hate this sometimes. Like, if I switch off between my website, and yes, once I'm gonna load something up, find my animation, and then I'll open up the panel if people want to come up. If not, I'm gonna just talk about my fabulous artwork, which I did do an animation on, and it turned out better than I thought. I hate it when it actually, but the thing is, flip it over. I am going to do a similar thing on this side. And what I decided to do is get photocopies of this and a lot of my other artwork, even though there is such a stack. I'm like, oh my, like, well, some of it when I made it, we didn't have photocopiers, like color photocopiers like we do. Now it's like, you want a 3D model of that? Sure. Oh yeah. Oh my God. It's like more than I dreamed of. Like, to be able to do something like this. And it turned out like so good. I tried to do a stop motion making it. I have one. I'm just gonna dig out. See, I found a few years ago these like little like room decor things. So that instead of throwing it on my wall, I just threw it on the other side. I still have the other stickers, which is going to be tonight's project. I'm not going to show you that right now. It's going to actually be, because it's way too big for the couch. I can do something like this on the couch. I can't do. And they were great. But what I want to do, this is, if you've made model planes or rockets or anything like that, you know, this is like awesome. It's really light. You can basically cut it with an X-Acto knife. But what I want to do for these little panels when I photocopy it is like mount them in and turn them into like little signs. This way. Go dyslexia. Yeah. Turn them into little signs. That one, you know, and something like this one, like the center one ended up so big, but if I photocopy it and enhance, because what I'm thinking is what I would like to do with this is turn it into wrapping paper. I know that sounds like a weird thing. Sorry, there's a Western on TV. I'm so distracted. Yeah, turn it into wrapping paper. But you kind of got to tile it out to do a pattern. And I think this is like I didn't like actually like plan on all the flowers like that. I think I had all of these kind of like silly wall stuff in my closet for 3 years, basically since I moved in. But I wouldn't ever put them on my walls. But I'm going to turn this tonight into something. I'm just going to bring it out because this side, yeah, I know they're upside down and backwards, turned out so good. And I know the animation I made sucks. I'm hoping with the little fairy lady I just showed will turn out better. And I might incorporate some from another set onto that one. Just because if I'm going to photocopy them and like, here's the thing I mentioned, why I was mentioning about the wood. Because on this one, which I did do an animation of, and this again was one of these silly I just found for free. And I think people have a lot of stuff around their house they can just use for a project. You don't need to spend a lot of money to start a project. One of the biggest things I always try and enforce. So now this kind of wood you can find in most craft stores, even dollar stores. It's really light. You might even have something around your house. And this one has been I made this in university, so this is like 20 years old or more. But when I photocopy it, mount it on another thicker piece of paper, and then mount it onto the wood, I can turn, don't break. You're a good girl. Sorry. Well, it is from the Egyptian Book of the Dead, so, which is ironic since all of this piece I'm talking about is all skulls. I'm just thinking of like, it's not even for Halloween. Like, I may not be able to finish this for Halloween. I'm going to really try. But something like this would be, for an adult's Christmas. I mean, Halloween. I get them all confused. I really don't care. If you had these for your guests as like little, like if you're doing a dinner party, you could have everyone have their own little place tag. And then at the end, you're giving your guests something to take away from the event. And literally, this is How much does this cost me? 1, 2, around $5. So I know it looks cheap and cheesy, but it'll be the final cost of this project will probably be around $10 when I finish it. But just because of the photocopying, like especially with this one, but this one is going to be an easier one to show you. I think the photocopying is going to be around $10 for this one to just get it into, say you want to do something special for a bridal party. Do a collage. It's an easy thing. When I get the photocopying done, I can show you how to pull it into a more cohesive thing. Well, I'm gonna have to negotiate with that one, but we're gonna figure it out. But also, if I get a photocopy of, like, say, just this, I can take it, lacquer it, put it on this kind of like wonderful, please don't break, modeling wood. Like I said, it's like, it's going to fit like so beautifully on that one or that one. And this piece, like, you can get it in big sheets, you can get it in little pieces. This is just, I was working on a project, so this is what I still have left of the project. It's amazing to have anything left of anything. But say you want to do a display for your store, you could do something like this. It's going to be solid. Hang it or make a little like place card. And even though you spent all this time, on the design, if you put your logo or the price or whatever it is, it's going to stand out. And it makes your business look, you could be selling like dollar items, but it's going to make your business look like a boutique, which is always awesome. I am so excited about the design. So this one is going to go here. I'm going to bring this one out. And also I did believe I said I would invite people on. I really don't care if people come on or not. I'm just going to ramble anyways. I'll watch for you. I just pretty much got to the end of my blog. And also, like, I have a sad confession. This is like so good. It almost tastes like baklava. And if you know what baklava tastes like, it's one of those most beautiful things in the world. Like, oh God, there is not. Oh, that is not the right link. Sorry. Oh, God. Give me a moment. I'm blonde. I'm sorry. The link is there. Let's just post it. That one. That one. That one. And all the links that I showed tonight, you can find on bluecryptomeria.gold. .gold. Not .com, .gold. I think I might have bought bluecryptomeria.com. I just don't use that. I don't know. I don't know what to do with it. I'll figure it all out. Mm-hmm. Mm. Oh, sorry, I'm allergic to jazz. Oh my god, that is awful. Oh, Jesus. Sorry, folks. Oh my god, allergies are so fun. Oh my god, I love my life. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Excuse me. I'm a... Oh god, these goddamn forest fires, or I don't know what it is. Oh boy, sorry. Holy shit. Why is this? No. Like, okay, one side is just... Oh my god, why is this doing this? Oh boy. There you go. So I will figure out this animation. Oh, why is this doing this? No, come on. Come on. Go back. Okay, now it's working. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for swearing. It was... Okay, I am so sorry for that, folks. Oh my god. No, just stop it. There we go. Oh my goodness. YouTube has the worst copyright-free music. I have said that so many times. Like, that's why I keep getting copyright strikes, because half the time I'm like, okay, like, was that brilliant or meaningful? So the link is posted there. I think I threw it on. Did I throw it on YouTube? I threw it on one channel. Kind of multitasking on the channels. Sorry. And I will pull up something just. Yeah. Yeah, it's been okay. And if I know other people are going to be winding down. Let's just adjust some of this. No. Oh my God. I'm sorry, I'm having issues. I'm sure if you come up, it'll be fine. It usually works for other people, not for me. So today, I had this lovely wall decor I found for free. And I'm going to try and turn this side, which almost looks like really brilliant as it is, into this. But this just looks like so much more brilliant. And then I'm going to photocopy them because I think they both could be interesting wrapping paper or something. I don't just want to like cut this into cards, even though I do have a good game planned for this. And it would actually horrify, like I've had some professors like, you cannot like get people to make this amount of art and then ask them to cut it apart. And I'm like, well, at the time, no, we didn't have, the photocopiers. Like they were almost a new invention. But now I can take this and I want to throw, like photocopy them, like what I've done, and put them on some little like witter, I'm just trying to decide how I want to just do this. But like to do it like what I'm sort of thinking of is like a whole once I get more photocopies, I can lay it out. And I don't know how I do it, but I always seem to be able to match it up with minimal difficulty. Even though I know most people would look at this and like, how would you even match up the sides? But to get like 4 panels or 6 panels, I've done tile work. I don't know. And I think this way I can like throw them on little placards. Or because I would also like originally for this one, I'm going to do a similar thing with the balsam wood. Just in case you're tuning in late and haven't seen me. Yeah, I'm going to like get photocopies mounted onto I don't know if I'll be able to, I might have to glue it onto this kind of board, but I'm still only looking at a $10 project. So if you're looking for something, and this would be like a fun thing for, a dinner party, Christmas party, Halloween party, if that way everyone gets their own little place card, and it's actually an ornament at the end they can keep. A lot of people I think it's not just so much as a guest, as a host. I always like doing that little extra thing like that. Probably why I don't do dinner parties, because I hate cooking right now. And I love you all. I just rather talk to you online. No, I am joking. So I still have, I know this seems like an extensive amount of projects to be going through. I still have this one, which is going to be awesome. Because I know a lot of people would think this is really cool. I hated this one. I remember the morning I did it, and so if I hell, I might even just mount it onto that cardboard from the other project. Ooh, it almost fit. Just because even though it's that background from the stickers, I'm just kidding. And these are all stickers. I have it's from an old art project, so I already have some outlines happening, and I kind of, if I fill them in like that one, it's going to be then shape them into a larger one, kind of like what I've done with, is that the right way? Yes. That one. Yes, it will evolve. And because I really have always I spent a lot of time making this one. I've just always hated this painting. So I might just throw it on there. And I don't want to waste all that time and effort and materials, because that's a lot of paint. It's really solid. That would actually fit really well. Oh, I do have, sorry, I have another piece on the floor. So I might just be able to MacGyver all of this. Oh, yeah. Sweet. Okay, we're going to throw this one onto over there. And this one is going to be fun. So if people want to come on panel, link is posted. I'm just going to keep drawing. And I'm watching some crazy old movie. I don't even know what it is. Okay, this is going to seem really weird to be doing, but I'm trying to turn this into a stop motion, like sort of the animations I've been doing tonight, but I want to do it like way bigger. What did I just try? Oh my god, I'm so blonde. Okay. Well, we'll just start over again. Okay. I know this is going to seem weird and obsessive, but I'm trying to turn this into stop motion. And it's always like such a fine balance between what, like how, because you need so many frames per second for the human brain to actually pick it up. So this one, it's just going to be painful to go through slow, but I'm going to do it. I want to challenge myself that way, even though it hurts. Okay, some of this I might just do slowly. If I had to do a few series and then put them together, I don't care. This is all, I haven't done this in years, and I'm doing this so old school. Like, draw a little bit more. It's like, hopefully this turns out. This is like, and I need a finer Sharpie. Oh, back on angle. There we go. I don't even know if this one will turn out. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't always work. Tower change. Surprise, surprise. Okay. Sorry, I know it seems like really OCD to do like, but when you're doing animation, you need 24 to 30 little photos. So the last one I showed you was only about 6. So even though it looks sort of alive, it's not enough to make it into a story or to make it look like even my mom was like, okay, which one is yours and which one is AI? I was like, I don't even know. So every little frame, every little line, even though it seems I'm trying, I'm trying to, like, I'll fill in a few lines over here, a few lines in the center, a few lines over on the other side. I'm not even touching the top because unfortunately this is such a big piece of paper. I hate big pieces of paper. I really do. They're like the bane of my existence. But I deal with them, and you will too. I think it's good to push yourself as an artist, because I look at this and I am like, this has so much potential. And even just for me spending the time to do it, which I'm going to do with this one tonight, except it's going to be a slow process because I really want to. Okay, you see how there's all these blank parts and everything. It's going to end up looking filled in like graffiti. And this was, like I said, like this was just one of those stupid wall decor things. You can probably find them at Walmart or a dollar store. I found this one on the side of the road, and it sat in my closet for 3 years. So I was like, you know what? If I'm going to try just getting back into art, here is an easy way to do it. And it's become actually way more satisfying and fun than I imagined. Like, I've been a little depressed. So what are we at? We are almost at the 4-hour mark. If people want to come on, I'm going to just keep it on for probably the 5-hour mark, because I know other channels might be shutting down, and this is a good after party. And this one's going to be really interesting. And I know it seems like people will probably wonder what I'm doing. Like, I'm taking a photograph every little shot. But I am trying to compile 150 to 500 photos tonight on this, like drawing this one out, just so I can make it look alive and look at, like, I haven't done animation in years, and I've been really, this has been an amazing challenge. And some of it I might give up halfway with this one and just let AI take over, but when I can see it, and how much longer? How much longer did I say? I said another hour and 15. See how far I get in an hour and 15 with this one, because I want to go into the other one, the really big one, which I wish I could film. It's just I don't have a camera that would fit to film me on the floor. It's such a huge piece of paper. It's like quite literally, like I could literally curl up on it like a cat. Like I'm like, what am I doing with this? But I mean, it turned out like so beautifully. You know, for what it is. And this one, I just like sometimes you get one of those like Hail Marys and you're looking at it like, I can't believe I made that. Wow, I actually made that. It's like when you envision it, but you don't really like think it's gonna like work out as well. So hopefully tonight it will. And I do have a soft spot for Paris. So we'll see. And Vegas. More Vegas. More Vegas than Paris. That one's going to be an interesting one. Just my drink's empty. Okay. Yeah. Once again, I'll be right back. This one's going to be interesting. You know, actually, I might just end this at the 4-hour mark. I don't see anyone in the backstage. I'm sure everyone and their dog is filming, and I'll go like and listen on someone else's stream because I just really, it's going to take so much like line click, and that's so boring for most people to watch. I didn't say animation was going to be pretty. I just said it was going to be fun for me. Maybe not my viewers. I don't care. This is like, it's going to be fun for me. Like, this was amazing. And I am so excited where I'm going to put this one into a larger blog. I will, let's just scroll up. Scroll up faster. Oh my God, you're pathetic. Come on. No. Just, I know you like the snakes. No. Sorry, my computer's just a brat. Yeah. So, there we go. Yeah. Like, I mean, I haven't done this stuff for years. But I'm really, when I can get something like this, and I can even take it into like a bigger project for design, I am so excited. And then having the other one, like, let's just go for, I mean, it's on there anyways. And I might, after I photocopy it, turn these ones into the tarot cards I imagined. Or I might just like save the original, turn this into tarot cards, wrapping paper. Like, when you do a design project like this, there are so many more ways you can incorporate it, and it doesn't have, like, you know, especially if, like, say you have your friend's birthday and you're like, your payday is so far away. There, you know, you can do something like this. And, oh, do not break. Oh, I saved it. Thank you. Stay. Okay. Yeah, like you can do little things, and it's funny. I still have so many friends' projects over the years that they made or they bought off a friend. And these ones, when I finish them with the wood, it's going to be freaking awesome. I'm so excited. I love you all, like on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube, but I actually just want to go back to my movies and drawing and catch the VIX trivia, even though I am way too distracted to play. I'm like, I don't know. I might do a panel later. Maybe in the morning. Who knows? Nabil, this was fun. And I like showing this off. I know it seems like cheesy, but if I told my high school self I could do something like this, I wouldn't have believed myself. I would have been like, no. And now I'm actually, like, when you see in these, like, first frames, like, I'm doing it. Like, and it's so old school. And a lot of people wouldn't do animation like this. And I am the biggest fan of AI. I will be doing a series of these in AI format, but I wanted to just enjoy the experience of, like, simple animation, like do a little line here, do a little line here, do a little line here, do a little line here. And I think like the big one on the floor and this one, it's gonna be easier, like, to do it offline, film it. I might have to do separate videos for it, but I'm so excited about it. And it actually looks like, if you threw it in frame, like, or imagine, like, shrink it down to like 25% and throw it on like a men's shirt. You wouldn't even, like, barely see any of these little pattern things. And it would be like an awesome Hawaiian shirt, actually. I think I will remember this piece because of the fires. Like, I think that's where my head's at. And then I still have this one I will be talking about. I'm trying to, like, this side turned out good, and I swear I have done a piece like this in university, except it has these stupid fucking, oh god, foam things. So I'm gonna cover those up and then we'll deal with the inside because it's going to be a little different than this one. It's going to be similar, but these ones, I'm not even filling in the background. I just want these ones. Like, that's why I try to really, 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 really keep them in straight. So it's going to be easy to cut out into little cubes. And then if I want to make them, I basically just threw this on here as sort of a background. So I might actually start a stream later this morning. See how far I get with my drawings. I'm just so excited. Like, I was gonna go longer, and invite people on, but I just really wanna. It's gonna be like way too hard to do stop motion and do a panel. And I'd rather do stop motion. Love you all. Have a good night. And fuck Trudeau. Yeah, fuck the traitor. Yeah, hang them all. I don't mean hang them. I mean just like spank them, throw them in jail. Oh God, how do I end this? No, end this.